Welcome back to my Battlemap tutorial series. In this video we are going to talk about grass overlays that you can add to your map to give an incline or the edge of a river or just some type of slope that you want to create, and it sort of has a grass effect rather than just a standard shadow overlay. This overlay is going to use the following tutorial by Luiz. I have created a video and we'll post that up there of the steps to go through this tutorial, or you can go and do this tutorial by yourself. Basically, we require the brush that's used for that. So let's get started. So what we want to do is we want to create a edge that we want to use. So what we're going to do is just go up here. I'm going to create a new layer. Obviously I have a PDF that's going to contain all my grass overlays, so I can just easily select them and load them in. We're then going to go to our brush, so create a new image, probably 2,000 characters wide or how big you want it. Go to your brush and we're going to select our brush type. Now we're going to select our brush, the most recent one I created right here, which is the one that goes through the tutorial. Oops, let me set the flow up. Okay, so as you can see, we got our brush tutorial. I'm actually going to zoom in a little bit, so make sure we're good there. And we're just going to create this edge. Now, a lot of times I'll create a black version of this. And basically to do that, what you can do is just list your brushes, and down in the color dynamics, you can turn that off. Okay, but you don't have to. You can keep it, a gradient scale. I just find the black version easier to use. So again, what we're going to do is let's just get rid of those two layers. I am just going to start with the black version, and we're going to create a little slope like that. Okay, and then you just want to go over it again. What we want to do is try and fill in the white areas. We just want to get that front edge, and we want it as black as can be for everything else, because again, what we're going to do is create a shadow overlay. So okay, so again, as you can see and zoom in, we've got our grass spike edge here that we want to do. So once you do that, you can create a new layer, and then we're going to go and select the existing layer. So we select our grass edge, and we're going to select and go select inverse. We're then going to go to our brush again, and this time we're going to go and grab a standard round brush. You want it approximately the width of your grass edges. So in this case, I'm going to make it approximately that big, which is 10 pixels wide. And then we want to go to our opacity. We're going to set that down to 4%, and we're going to set our flow down to 3%. And the reason I do this is because it seems to, the gradient, it gets too strong or too weak if you do this. And this way allows me to duplicate layers and intensify the shadow effect. You'll see what I mean shortly. So again, what I'm going to do is just go along the edge in a fluid motion. Okay. And then I'm going to go just again, just draw on, make sure it gets our layer. Okay. And then from there, I'm going to increase my brush size, basically 2 steps up, and I'm just going to again go over it, the edge. Okay. And then I'm going to increase it again 2 sizes, and again go over it. Increase it again 2 sizes, and go over it. And you can see we're really not seeing anything, but you will in a little bit. Again, increase it 2 sizes, again, so this is to give us the light shadow going away from the edge. Okay, so now that we have that, we can turn our main color off, and you really can't see anything. You can see a light shadow here. You probably can't in the video, but what we want to do is we're going to duplicate this layer. Okay, and you don't see anything. We're going to duplicate it again, and we're starting to see a little color. And you can keep duplicating this, and you may just be able to manually do it, but I find this gives me the most consistent flow. Is I created a little action. Basically, I duplicate, and then I merge the two. So again, I have my original layer. Okay, I duplicated it, and then I'm going to merge this one down and then repeat. So I'm going to duplicate, and then I'm going to merge that down. Okay, and you can see we're starting to get that edge there. So again, duplicate. Okay, and you can see we're getting a better edge, and merge that down. So again, we're doing this. So I'm going to do this with my action, which is again just to duplicate, and then merge the layers. So you can see by doing the action, I'm getting a much better view. Now, obviously, with that last one, if we compare that to our others, whoops, let me fit this on the screen. It's obviously a bit too dark compared to the others. So I'm actually going to turn that last guy off, and he's getting much better. Okay. Now you can see I also have some banding in here. Okay. And here it's also a little bit darker than it is right along here. So again, what we want to do is I'm going to go down to some of these lesser layers and just duplicate those. So I'll again run my script. It gives me a little bit better edge. Again, still not too dark compared to those. That's actually close to what we want. So then I'm going to take all my layers, all my layer 5s, and I'm going to group them. Okay. And then see, as you can see, we sort of have some banding. Now when you turn on the grass, you really don't notice that. But if you have a light color like a snow or something, you may want to fix that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to apply a mask. And again, go up here and select my brush, and I'm going to select a gradient or a speckled brush. Okay. And I'm going to, with my mask applied, you can just go in and smooth that out. And this will get rid of or make it a smoother transition between the different layers. And I don't do a whole lot, again, because again, you don't really notice it when you're on the grass layer. So again, it's sort of just a little edge there. We just want to smooth that out. And the forward edge you may want to break out as well, or lighten a little bit. So again, but you can still see some banding here. But again, when I go down and turn on my grass, you really can't see that. So again, here's my new grouping. I'll drag this down to the other stuff, and you can see it looks pretty well compared to there. You can see some banding in that one as well. And that's pretty much it. Obviously, the sharper you make your edge here, the more detailed you're going to get, which is nice. But that's fairly all you have to do. And again, if you want to make it a little bit darker, again, you can duplicate these layers, give it a little bit more edge. Once you get it satisfied to where you want it, I usually merge the lit group, okay, just to give it a single layer, and then I also apply the mask to it. So again, that looks a little bit darker than the other ones, but still not looking bad at all. Just a little bit more of an incline. That's it for this tutorial. I hope you like it. Please give me some feedback. Thanks.